traders wonder if the Federal Reserve could make an emergency rate cut as the markets in the U.S. tumble, as turmoil swept through global financial markets Monday, fueled by concerns that the economy is headed for a hard landing. Investors began to speculate that the Federal Reserve could jump in to cushion the fallout with an emergency interest rate cut. The Fed considers emergency cuts, ones that occur outside of its regularly scheduled meetings for extreme situations. The most recent one happened on March 15, 2020, when central bankers slashed borrowing costs to near zero as the onset of coronavirus pandemic sent panic coursing around across global markets. Monday's sell-off was less drastic than that moment. Investors are dumping stocks because they have become nervous that the economy might fall into a recession after a few weak economic data released in the United States, including a jobs report released last Friday that showed unemployment rising. Joblessness rarely rises sharply outside of an economic downturn. The data fueled serious concerns that the Fed officials have fallen behind on adjusting their policy stance. Central bankers have held interest rates at 5.3% for a full year, a relatively high setting that is making it expensive to borrow to buy a home or expand a business. The risk is that Fed policymakers might have choked off demand too much for too long, causing a slowdown in the labor market that will begin to snowball into wider economic pain. As stock indexes slumped around the world, investors began to bet heavily that the Fed would cut interest rates sharply in the coming months. While a rate cut at the Fed's September meeting was widely expected, even before the unemployment report last week, traders now see a large reduction of half a percentage point or more, bigger than the quarter point moves that the Fed tends to announce during normal times. Some outside commentators call for rapid and drastic reductions, but Joseph A. Lavorga, chief economist at SMBC Nikko Securities, argued in a note that an intermediate cut would look like a panic move. Austan Goolsbee, president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, was asked whether the Fed could make an emergency rate cut during an interview on CNBC Monday morning. He replied that the Fed's job was to maximize employment, stabilize prices, and maintain financial stability, and suggested that if conditions start weakening across the board, we're going to fix it, he said. I guess they will, of course, make a rate cut. This is from the New York Times on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.